Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Taylor and today we are talking about crochet ideas for your reader friends. So I just want to preface this by saying you are under no obligation to ever make anything for anyone. I am like a huge reader myself, so like all of these I would make for myself as well. And so we are going to go over so many different categories today, and really a lot of these are just like good gift ideas as well. I'm just putting them under the reader category because as a reader myself, I think about making things that make my reading experience better all the time. So if that sounds cool to you, drop a comment of what book you're reading, subscribe to the channel, and don't forget to like this video. Let's hop in. So I'm going to be linking everything down below in the description. I really did try to find as many links as possible. For whatever reason, when something was a pay for pattern on Etsy, I wasn't able to find a link for it, or like when I did try and link it, because I put it all in my notes app, it didn't work. So I'm sorry about that, but I did link all of the shops and try to use the words that they associate with. So the first thing I'm actually going to talk to you about are two shops in general that I feel like just have really good patterns for readers. So the first one is One Stop Wonders. She has so many good patterns for book sleeves. Like she has a cherry one, a pumpkin one, strawberry one, and she also has really good like pillow, coffee cozies, everything that kind of a reader would need. She's even got some market bag ones, and I will be talking about some of her patterns later on in the video, but I just want to say like her shop as a whole, perfect patterns for like readers that love to crochet. And then the other one that I'm going to mention is DAKncrafts on Etsy, and she has two really good Kindle Pouf patterns on Etsy. So, and she has a few like Kindle sleeve type things, but she also sells custom digital download like Kindle screensavers, which I didn't know was a thing, but that's still pretty cool. It like kind of goes into the theme for today, and I will be talking about some of her patterns later on in the video too. So I just wanted to give a shout out to those two shops in general. They've got really cool like reader patterns. But first we're going to start out with blankets. So you're kind of probably wondering like, how does that correlate? In my mind, I always think that like reading is like a cozy activity. So like having a blanket you can wrap around yourself, ultimate cozy. Two of these are by the same pattern designer. They are both free on her blog. The first one I'm going to show you, it is actually a knit pattern, I guess I should say that, but it's a really easy knit pattern. I consider myself a beginner knitter, and I've looked at this pattern and I want to make it so bad. It's called the Painted Sky Throw, and it is using Lion Brand Mandala Ombre, and the way in which I want to make this so bad, but see that? I got no room. I even have, you can't see my table right now. I just got so much new yarn at local yarn store day. I got no room for all this yarn. It just looks so elegant. Ugh. And then the next one I actually have made. It's called the Sundance Granny Stitch Throw, and it's beautiful. So this was using three skeins of Lion Brand, just the regular mandala, and I actually used this while I was camping. It's a really great like picnic blanket, or you know, just something to, you know, cuddle up with. The gauge on it is really nice. If you can see, it's like got this really nice drape to it. I'm in love with this. I'm in love with this blanket. I love crocheting blankets. That's actually where I got my start with crocheting, because my grandma, who taught me how to crochet, she always did blankets. So yeah, I love this blanket. It's currently like in my closet right now because like I said, I consider it to be more of like a summer blanket because it is kind of more airy and nice and lightweight. But yeah, so the Sundance Granny Stitch Blanket. The next one is also one that I'm working on. This is the 6-Day Star Blanket by Betty McKnit on Instagram. I have a link to her blog post down below. Obviously this is taking me longer than 6 days because I am not a monogamous project person. But look at that, it's beautiful. And this is with Lion Brand ice cream yarn in the colorway Tutti Frutti. And it's beautiful. And I also think this will be a really fun summer blanket, but also just like so cozy. And then my favorite just like stitch for a blanket is the ripple stitch. And I have a whip right now with it. I think I want to post a tutorial of the ripple stitch because I have gotten a few questions before on how I do this specific stitch. It's so easy to get the hang of. And once you start doing it, it's like basically addicting. And it's easy enough to where once you get it down, you just like, it's so mindless. And the way it looks is just so good. I remember when I first started crocheting, I could not understand a ripple stitch to save my life. I was so sad all the time because I couldn't get it down. I was like, I guess I'm just never gonna make a ripple blanket ever. Look at me now. Look at me now. So those are blankets. Next thing we're gonna talk about are tote bags. So the first tote bag I'll tell you about is my own pattern, the Easy Breezy tote bag. So this is just a brown one that I've had for a while. I make it with 100% cotton. It's so easy. Tutorial is always linked below. The pattern is on my Etsy shop. And I don't know, it's just really nice. It's really simple. You can fit a ton of books in here, and since it's cotton, it's not going to stretch or do anything kind of funky or weird. I'll tell you if something's just an inspo photo or not, because if I see something and I'm like, oh, that's so cute, but there's no pattern, I think it's kind of hard. So like this next one is just a tulip stitch bag, and it is beautiful. Like, look at that. But it wasn't, I feel like I would be missing an opportunity not showing this to you, because a tulip stitch is really easy. And later on, I do have a, a graph I can show you. Because the alternate name for this would be like, look at all these bookish tulip stitch projects I found. And then the next one I have is the Meadow Square Tote by LTK Cuties on Etsy. She is also on Instagram. This is a pay for pattern. I did pay for it and I love it. These inverted puff stitches that she does, I tried for about a day to figure out what she was doing with them. Couldn't figure it out, so I bought the pattern. It's beautiful, they're addicting, they're fun. It also is like kind of a yarn eater, so if you have some like yarn laying around and you're like, what am I supposed to do with this? Make this bag. Buy the pattern, make this bag. The next one I'm going to show you is a granny square tote. And now that Red Heart has its all-in-one granny square yarn, it has never been easier to make a granny square bag, which is why I didn't want to weave in all those ends, which is why I had never made one before. But now you can just make them. So this is one I made for myself. But then I'm going to put this photo here on Pinterest, and I'll link to the pin down below. It just like gives you an easy way of like, oh, if you've got 12 squares, you can make a bag this big, or this one is with 13 squares and this is how big the bag is. This bag is actually huge. I can fit so many books in here. It's perfect and I love it. And then this last one, sorry, it doesn't have like a fancy name that I could like draw to it. It's this Sherpa bag, or like faux Sherpa, I guess we could call it. Beautiful. I want to make this bag so bad. I do feel like it's more of a winter bag since it's made with like chenille or faux Sherpa, or you know, just it's a 7-weight bulky yarn held with an acrylic. And so I linked to the YouTube tutorial, but she also has it available on Etsy for like $5. And as you'll see, like it's just so cute. It is the epitome of just the perfect tote bag. So there's that one as well. I want to make that one so bad, but it's just like not conducive because the weather's getting so hot. I don't want to hold bulky yarn right now. Then the next thing, I did put cardigans on here. It is the only cardigan I have is a Hexagon cardigan because I do feel like those are the most cozy for reading. So I'm going to show you this one. This is with 2 cakes of Lion Brand bonus bundle in the colorway Gnome, I believe. Hexagon cardigans are so nice and easy to make. Honestly, such a mindless thing to make. Like, look at that. It's perfect. Like, and you just cuddle up like this, and then your blanket and your Kindle. Perfect. Even better when I talk about Kindle poofs later. But yeah, so nothing too crazy. I wouldn't, especially with like gifts. I know it can be hard, like how crazy do you go with gifts? I'm very much someone who likes to do like easy gifts. I'm also someone who very much likes easy patterns, so I don't want to like give you all of these really intricate patterns and then you're like, why would I make this for somebody? Like, I would make something intricate like that for myself, you know, like, I hope that makes sense. Some people are very crochet worthy, some people aren't. Obviously, like I said, use your own discretion. But yeah, Hexagon cardigan, super easy, cozy for your reader friends. We're gonna get into Kindle / book sleeves. So the first one I saw was this Daisy Delight one. It's a free pattern on this person's vlog. So cute. I do think that like you make it and then these daisies on top are like appliques, which could be good for like helping with your sewing. You can also do just a granny square one. This is just an inspo photo, but if you know how to make a granny square, you just like fold it 3 times, kind of looking like an envelope. Like sew a quick button on there and then you have a Kindle and or book sleeve. The next one is the Meadow sleeve by ITK Cuties on Instagram. I did buy this pattern as well. I actually did make one for myself as well. Like, look how fun this is. This is with a Big Twist Living, I can't remember the colorway, but it looks like the lesbian flag. And I just think it's so beautiful. But yeah, so I have my Kindle in here right now. And it fits perfectly. And the one nice thing about this pattern is she includes the dimensions to do a Kindle. I had the Kindle Paperwhite, but then also to do a book, since that would be a little bit bigger, which is nice to offer that added value with the pattern. But like I said, these inverted puff stitches, addicting. I love making them. And I only had about half a skein of this stuff left, and it was perfect. It used up almost the entire rest of the skein. The next ones I'm going to talk about are One Stop Wonder sleeves. As I mentioned before, their entire shop is like perfect for readers. But so she has these cherry ones, this coffee bean one. I do own this pattern. It's very, very good. And then the strawberry one. And she does have a pumpkin one as well, which was actually my first pattern test. How fun. But they're all amazing and they do work really, really, really well. So the next thing I'm going to talk about is actually more of a newer thing. Has anyone ever heard of Kindle Poufs? They're so expensive, like stupidly so. I tried looking online when I first heard of one. I think it was off of like an Amazon Things You Need kind of reel or TikTok. And so I was like, oh, that looks really cool. Like, how much is that? $60. $60 for this little thing that can just hold your Kindle. Wild. So I did find 2 poof patterns, and I think it's hard because like these poofs, when I tried looking them up on Pinterest, they're 1, a very new thing, like I said, and 2, some of them don't look very aesthetic. But DAKncrafts on Etsy, who I mentioned earlier, she has a regular poof and then a chicken poof, which is so cute. In the pattern, I just bought the regular poof and I felt the pattern was like super, super good. Had no problems making it. I made it in one night too, which was really cool. But yeah, so you can set your Kindle on the poof, put your page turner on there, and then you can basically like completely snuggle up in bed hands-free with your page turner. So like that's kind of the function of the poof. But they're silly expensive. So make your own. Alright, so next thing I'm going to talk about are bookmarks, and the first thing I will talk about is the Sprout bookmark tutorial that I have on my channel. It is free, really easy. You can make this in under 10 minutes. It's perfect to get rid of some scrap yarn. There are also a plethora of different Sprout tutorials on YouTube, Instagram, everywhere basically. So that's really easy. The next one are these cute cat bookmarks. I love them. Flower one. This one is a YouTube tutorial. And then a ripple one if you don't want to do like the top and bottom thing. I thought that this one was just a really pretty like standard bookmark. And then when I was writing out what categories of patterns I was going to showcase in this video, I wrote down pillows in parentheses to cry into. The first thing I have are the star and moon pillows from One Stop Wonders. I actually have made the star pillow. Hopefully she looks good on camera because yarn that I chose to make this pillow with I would not choose again. but it is so fun. I keep this on my bed. I love this pillow so much. And then I do have the moon pattern and I just haven't made it yet. I still have the yarn and I look at it all the time and I'm like, why don't I just make that? Because like I don't think it would take me very long. These two patterns by One Stop Wonders on Etsy. This next one is just a regular round pillow. It's called the Retro Velvet Pillow. I think it'd be really easy, especially if you just have some velvet lying around. One thing I've realized as a crocheter is sometimes we just like buy yarn because we're like, oh yeah, that sounds fun. And then you get it home and you're like, this is not what I signed up for. But I'm sure that with this one, even if you have some like chenille or like blanket yarn, I'm sure you could like swap it out just fine. I did find this cloud pillow pattern by I Have a Kind Crafts on Etsy and I just thought this was so cute. I could not resist it. I kind of want to get this pattern and make it. The next is this cactus pillow, and when I saw this on Pinterest I was like, oh my god, I love that. And then I realized that on my project ideas for spring I did like a cactus garland and I was like, am I just gonna start shoehorning cactuses into all of these videos? But this just looks so fun. I like the little arms that it has on it. And then this one is for the coquette girlies. This bow pillow. So cute. So wonderful. I know that this photo has like a rainbow one, but when you click on the link on their blog, they did like a black and white one that I thought looked so chic. These are pillows that you can cry into when your book emotionally destroys you. The next are coasters for your bevies because you can't read without a beverage, whether it be coffee or your water or juice or whatever, what have you. You need to be hydrated while you're reading so that you can cry. So the first coaster is this cherry blossom coaster. I just thought it was so like kawaii. I don't know, very just pink, girly, girlhood, love it. Next, chicken coaster, since we're all suddenly obsessed with chickens. The coffee cup coaster I felt like was kind of on the nose because I know that I drink my coffee every day, and putting your coffee cup on a coffee coaster, I mean, I don't know, why not? Strawberry coaster, I thought this was so cute. Strawberries are such a fruit, like a spring summer fruit. I feel like we always go in waves in terms of like what is the popular fruit, but I will be honest, like lemons are always popular for kitchens, strawberries are always popular in the spring summer. Like there's just something about that bright red of a ripe strawberry. So those are coasters, all of those patterns are free as well. The next are AirPod holders because reading audiobooks is just as valid as holding a physical book. So these three are all YouTube tutorials, so they're all free. So the first one is this like sunflower pouch. I just thought it was like so cute, so girly, very summer, very summer. Next one, it just said like AirPod case, but I thought it looked so elegant for like your AirPod Pros, so I call it the elegant little case. And then the last one is just this tiny little granny square case, which is probably just really easy. You just make 2 granny squares and sew them together. And then the last thing I will talk about are pen/annotation supplies holder. This category was kind of hard because I didn't want to recommend a lot of things that would include having liners and zippers into the project. I know not everyone has like a sewing machine or access to putting like material to put liners in. Also, a lot of people don't want to hand sew. I know I don't. I have a sewing machine, but like I said, not everyone has that. I do have one pattern that has like a liner and a zipper, and it's this tulip bag. I like tulips, I don't know. I love the tulip stitch. I think it's just so beautiful, so pretty. I almost forgot to say too, this tulip book sleeve, this is just an inspo photo, but tulips, I don't know, tulips and book girlies, to me they just go together. Then these next two are both free tutorials on YouTube as well, and they're by the same person. So the first one I just put down as like strawberry/girly because that's kind of the vibes that they were giving me. The second one are a folklore inspired one and then one with a bow on it, and it's nice because these ones they're slender, but they don't require any sort of zipper or Velcro or anything. The closure is like a little flap on top, and that's kind of what I liked about it. I think it's hard because would you be able to put like all of your post-it notes and all of your pens and da-da-da-da? No. But hear me out. Do you need a million pens? I mean, it'll hold like 1 pen or pencil and probably 3 highlighters, and then maybe some of your tabs, But I also have the kind of tabs that I also, on the thing, so I use them as bookmarks as well. Wow, that was so much. I did not, this is the longest idea video that I've had to date, but I had so much fun. I took probably about an hour and a half trying to find all this stuff and all the links and everything this morning. I had so much fun, so I hope you did as well. Thank you guys so much for watching. Comment down below what book you're reading right now, and if any of these projects kind of call to you, you're like, oh, I'm gonna make this now. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Give the video a like, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.